Hi there, welcome She Days. Here, it's all about chatting like we're at home, cozy, with a cup of tea. I'm Days, and each time I bring in amazing guests from all over the world. Real, inspiring, and multilingual conversations are waiting for you. So grab a comfy spot and let's get started with a new episode. Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of She Days. I hope you're doing well. So in this episode, I think it's gonna be like some kind of a special one. Yeah, I don't know how I am going to call it yet, but I really wanted to take some time because, long time no see. It was not meant to be like that. I haven't posted an episode in a long time, and I, as I said, it was not posted. And actually, this whole episode right now, it's kind of very spontaneous, but I really wanted to talk to you guys before going back to the normal rhythm about the thing that had happened and why I took this time without posting anything. So it's nothing really deep actually, but it just led to something a little bit, deeper. So, let me get to it. So, the last episode I posted, was in French, I think, with Aurélie, and, everything was going well. I really liked the, how can I say, the direction that the podcast was going to. I really liked all those conversations. I liked the atmosphere. I was really having a lot of fun, to be honest. And while I was checking all the episodes and I don't know, just doing some random things, I realized that every second episode was not in French, sorry, in English. And then I thought to myself, it would be nice to be able to keep on this rhythm, on this pattern, so that I will be sure that every second episode a bigger amount of people will be able to listen to my podcast, because if it's in French or in German, of course, it just reduces the amount of people who are able to listen to the podcast. And this was like a single thought, like just this one sentence that I told myself. And from this point, I unconsciously put a lot of pressure on myself to have the next episode in English, which I honestly never thought of before. Really, I never really had any kind of strategy regarding how often an English episode should come out, or French one, or whichever language. I just wanted to just do it the way I felt like it, depending on the content I had ready and everything. And so the moment I thought of it, the moment I realized that, I really put on me a lot of pressure. Like I put a lot of pressure on myself. And so at the beginning, it was like really just like, let me then try to create some English content. And the more like time was going and I couldn't manage to have some English content, I could have managed any kind of content. but at this moment, not English. And instead of like just bouncing back and going back to the initial idea and think, okay, it's fine. I'll just do with whichever I have, and it's totally fine. Like, the worst part is, I had and I still have some content ready to be posted. But this idea of having like this one episode in English like took so much space in my head that I suddenly just froze and was not able to post anything anymore. I was just too focused on that because you know, I don't know if it happens to you, but it was as if I had like this very stiff idea of what I wanted. And the problem is it was not the right time and the right circumstances. As a result, it wouldn't be possible at this time. And I got frustrated, but I mean, frustration was not the main emotion that I had. I really kind of panicked. 'Cause as I said, I really had this idea of like posting some English content, and then I had this whole idea. Yeah. And so I really, I've tried since the beginning of like this experience with the podcast, to post on a regular basis. And I thought I found, a rhythm that like would suit me. And actually I did, but this whole, pressure that I put on myself kind of really messed everything up. And, then the deadline like came closer and closer and closer. And then I realized, oops, I do not have any content ready. I did not manage to have any kind of anything to post. So in all this, how can I say, this moment of panic and like I was kind of freaking out, to be honest. I was like, all right, if I have only 1 week delay, it'll be fine. Just try to create this content. Just try to make it happen. And one week delay was indeed no big deal at all. The only thing this was actually my mistake. Instead of, so of course, like having 1 week delay is not a big deal, but I still was very, very focused on the English content. And this was my mistake because, as I told you before, I had some content ready to be edited, ready to be posted, and very nice content, something I was really excited about. But instead of using this, I was so stubborn somehow in my idea of, oh wow, every second episode has to be in English, that I just forgot about the whole, how can I say, the whole purpose of it. And so to kind of like explain to you this whole purpose, I would like to go back in time with you guys today and try to explain to you how She Days was born, and how I got to this idea, and how how I just decided to try. So for those of you who are like follow me on Instagram, I posted like an on my story a little, it's like little like small presentation, and to kind of explain the whole concept of the podcast. So The story starts a long time ago. I think it's probably probably 6 years ago. Um, I can't remember how, honestly, but I realized that I was surrounded by a lot of very, very interested people. Which is, to be honest, still right now like an incredible blessing. I feel so, so, so lucky and so blessed to be surrounded by so many inspiring people. Um, and I thought, those people, they just give me so much energy on a regular basis. I can learn so much from them, and not to kind of reduce their worth, but the people I mean, they're somehow Mr. and Mrs. Nobody. I'm not talking about business owners with, like, I don't know how many millions of dollars, like, profit a year or whatever. I'm talking about people just like you and me, with their own story, their own history, their challenges, struggles, their joys, their success. Where I was like, someone has to give those people um, space to talk about their experiences, their story, and I want to share this with the world. And what hit me too is that I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of you can also kind of have the same with your friends or with your people. But do you know, like, those kind of those very nice conversations that you have in a kitchen with, I don't know, your friend, your family, your whoever you meet. Sometimes it even happens with strangers. I don't know. I don't know if it had happened to you guys, but it already happened to me that I just sit in a restaurant, and, like, there are, like, big tables, really long tables. So I don't know. I'm just maybe with one of my friend, and then two other people come, and they just are very open, very friendly, and then start a conversation about anything, everything, and then the next time you look at the time, like 3 hours had passed. Um, those kind of conversations are like, they're like so interesting, so also interesting in a good way. For those of you who have, like, listened to the first episode, my friend Katia has a very interesting concept of the word interesting. But I mean interesting in those conversations, they're, like, so rich. And I really wanted to recreate, actually, those kind of conversations, the conversation that you have with your friend, in the intimacy of the kitchen, or sometimes on the floor in the room, or in the bedroom, sorry. Like, those conversations, they're so rich. And I really wanted to recreate that. And so I had this idea in my mind. I was like, I would love to have a podcast. And because my surrounding, my people, are international. And for me, the language I talk to one person is the love language, which means if I talk to, for instance, if I name the people that were already on my podcast. With Katy or Dre, it's only English. If I would start speaking German with them, it would be okay because we all live in Germany, but it wouldn't feel very, very genuine. With Olga also, although I have to say German is not the language I'm the most comfortable with, but I feel incredibly comfortable speaking German with her. So German is my love language with her, So, and this is where the struggle started. For me, it was difficult to choose in which language I wanted to have this podcast. I thought it should be a multilingual podcast, but then I thought, it's ridiculous because, if a majority of people do speak English, what is going to happen with an episode in French or in another language? It won't be available for a majority of people. But at the same time, I just couldn't find peace in just having the podcast in English, for instance, or only in French. So if I tell you guys how much time I needed to just take the decision from the moment I had the idea of the podcast and the first time I posted an episode, I think, it was like 5 years, probably more than 5 years. So I had this idea in my mind for 5 years, guys. Can you imagine? Because I was kind of overthinking everything. This multilingual side of the podcast is not a big deal. If I had, I don't know, problems with, I don't know, the material, or if I don't know, I had no clue in editing. I was or I didn't have the proper laptop or the proper microphone or no time. I don't know. Maybe this would have required some time to make it happen. But I was trying to force myself to choose between the languages that I have to deal with on a daily basis. And those languages, they are part of me, they're part of my life, and also they are a key to those conversations, so interesting and so rich conversations that I have with all those people that I admire so much. And one day, I was talking to my brother about it. I mean, I've always told my brother I would like to have a podcast, but one day he just said you know what, just do it. Just start with something. Just create a YouTube channel or something, and then you'll see. And I have no idea. I don't know why. He said it doesn't matter, just do it and then you'll see. I don't know why this hit me at the moment. And I was you know what, I'm just gonna do it in whichever language I want, and it will just depend on the person I'm just talking to. And this is how I finally took the step to post the first episode. And this is how it grew. So you see, at the beginning, I had all those doubts and really overthinking something that is, if you take some distance, not relevant. It's not important. I could even now start speaking French or German or whichever language. It wouldn't matter. I still could post this episode and just like be happy with it. I realized that when by experiencing the joy and the excitement and everything that I've learned in those last months by posting, hosting, editing, posting all those episodes. It's so nice. I learned so much about so many things. And it's also very nice to have feedbacks from my people, from people around me, and I'm very lucky. I have like such a supportive village. And sometimes when they share the episodes with their friends, and the friends give some feedbacks, and it's so nice. It's so nice, and really like. So when I think about it, that it took me 5 years to just do something that I have so much fun with, I feel a little bit, a bit sad, to be honest, you know? But it is the way it is. I'm happy. I know, like, it was the right timing. It was probably meant to be like that. But just to go back to this break that I unintentionally took, it's kind of the same pattern if you see it. I just started to overthink this too much instead of just doing it. Having like a second episode in French or in any other language than English would have been fine. You know, it would have been such a big deal. Then I don't know, like my friend in France would have listened to it, or even the people in Germany. Doesn't matter. Or maybe some people who wanted to learn French would have listened to it if it was in French. You know, it was not a deal breaker at all. And this is how I took it at the moment. If I do not post an episode in English, it's going to be a deal breaker. How? Why? I don't even really look so seriously at the statistics of my channel, so it's very, very, very weird for me to have those thoughts. It's not that I want to. The only thing I expect from this experience is to have fun, to just spread very nice experiences and have a lot of fun and learn things. By doing this, I learned so much about the people I hosted on this podcast. And for now, all the people I have on this podcast, I know them. You know? So it's also very rich for me. So I think I lost the aim. I lost, just how it made me feel, and I just put too much pressure on myself. So not to say that everything should be taken very, very lightly and that pressure is the devil, whatever, but I just realized there is like a lot to say about pressure. The only thing is, when not necessary, I don't think that pressure should be there. There are many, many, many situations where pressure is necessary, and it acts just like a booster. Yeah, give you the energy, give you the motivation, give you the discipline to achieve something, right? But in this case, it wasn't. So yeah, so I just, wanted to share this with you, guys, because like what I'm saying is like, I don't, what I'm saying now, like, is nothing new, right? And there are like hundred thousands of other, episodes of podcasts, I don't know, YouTube channel or any kind of content that actually, talks about it. The only thing is, I just, when I realized like what happened and in which process I was in my head because of that, I was like, all right, this shouldn't be an issue. If I have like technical issues or anything, good. But if it's just about like some kind of pattern that I didn't even think about to begin with, then it's not worth it. One day, if I intentionally think, okay, I need like a special order of languages for my podcast, some regularity. All right, then it's going to be another story, and then I will have to manage, and I will have to try to stick to that. And I mean, still, if I still want to have this pattern of this order of languages and it doesn't work, or for one episode it doesn't happen, then it's fine. I also have to be flexible enough with myself to allow that, okay, I thought this could or should be like that and it doesn't work for now. Let's just try to find a plan B and see what we can do with it. You know? Remain flexible. Yeah, bounce back. Don't let your own pressure or your own stress or your own whatever just block you. Because one of my good friend always tells me, if I have to deal with something where if I'm having some issues with taking a decision or doing something, she always goes back to I have to laugh, I'm sorry, because it's just so basic. She always tells me, what's the worst thing that could happen to you? Well, death, right? To die. All right, good. Are you going to die by doing this? Well, no. All right, then do it. You know, sometimes she doesn't even like answer. She just looks at me like, so? So, yeah. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I first of all wanted to somehow explain to you what happened, and also to just tell you that it's okay. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just freeze and you feel like, oh, you cannot do anything. You cannot move. You cannot, but it's fine. If you need to take some time, but don't be overwhelmed by it, and don't let your own thought get you, if I can say it like that. Sometimes it's okay to do things just for the sake of it. I don't know if I'm clear, but as I said, like, I just want to have a podcast just to have fun and to spread those people's experience and just, learn new things. I think I want to be intentional about that. And if one day I want to be intentional about the languages, and the order of the languages that will come in my podcast, then it's going to be another story. But I want to go step by step. And I think when one feels overwhelmed by a situation, you have the feeling, oh, wow, in front of me is like a huge mountain, then really come closer, and then you realize it's not such a big mountain. It's actually a succession, like a whole line of small hills. From your perspective back there, you had the feeling it was a big mountain. And then when you come closer, you realize it's actually many small hills. Then it gives you some, like you feel like, okay, it's not such a big deal. Let's take things step by step. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I will go back to the rhythm I had before, with the interest and the excitement that I always had about She Days. And yeah, it's going to be okay. And if I want to change something, I will. And if something doesn't go my way, I will find a solution, but not to overthink it too much. Yeah. So this was this one special episode. Alone. I don't think it will happen that often, guys. To be honest, that I am alone on this podcast, on this channel. But I wanted to come back to you and share this with you. If you want to do something just for fun, just please do it. And then, if you can get something out of it, it's fine. It's nice. It's just like the cherry on the cake. There's always something to learn. So don't overthink things too much. I know there are like thousands and thousands of like very interesting podcast channels on the market. And maybe it doesn't make sense for me to start a podcast now, but I really, really like it. So I'll go on with it. And if one day I feel like, I think I'm done, then I'll be done. But it will be intentional. Good. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. So I will post this episode, and then we'll go back to our initial rhythm of episodes. And thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the feedbacks. I hope you guys are excited about what's coming at She Days. I am. Thank you again. And I'll see you in another episode. Bye bye.